Faith is not born in the realm of logic. It does not grow from the soil of what is seen and proven. It springs forth from the unseen, from a conviction that defies the evidence of the senses. To believe when reasons deny is not an act of the mind, but an act of the spirit, a deliberate choice to see with the eyes of the heart, rather than the eyes of the body. When the world presents contradictions, doubts, and impossibilities, the challenge is not in proving them wrong, but in standing firm in the knowing that they are irrelevant to the greater truth within. The outer world is but a reflection of inner conviction, a shadow cast by the light of our beliefs. If you accept the shadow as reality, you will remain bound to its limitations. But if you turn inward and embrace the light of your inner vision, the shadow must yield to the new image you hold. Imagine for a moment the thing you desire most. Picture it not as something far away, not as a dream to be pursued, but as a reality already here. Feel the texture of it, hear the sounds it brings, and allow its presence to fill you with a quiet assurance. This is not fantasy, it is the seed of creation. In this state, the reasons that deny your dream lose their power, for they are only reflections of past beliefs. Reason will tell you to wait, to plan, to consider the odds. It will point to evidence that seems irrefutable, to obstacles that appear insurmountable. But faith does not argue with reason, it transcends it. Faith looks at the mountain and does not consider its height or weight. Faith says, move, and the mountain must obey, for it is not the mountain that has power, but the belief that moves it. In the quiet moments of doubt, when the mind races with fear and the evidence of failure looms large, return to the silence within. In that sacred space, affirm not what you see, but what you know. Speak to yourself as though the thing you seek is already yours. Say, I am not, I will be, declare it done, not in desperation, but in quiet confidence. The outer world may resist at first. It may throw up appearances that seem to mock your belief. But do not be swayed. The external must conform to the internal. It has no choice. Persist in your assumption, not with force, but with gentle certainty. Like a seed planted in the earth, your belief will grow, unseen at first, but inevitably breaking through into visible form. Faith is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between the promise and its fulfillment. It does not require proof, it requires trust. And this trust is not blind, it is the highest form of vision, for it sees what the eyes cannot. When reasons deny, let your heart affirm. When the evidence of the senses says no, let your spirit say yes. Believe, not because it is easy or logical, but because belief itself is the creative act that makes the impossible real. To believe when reasons deny it is the ultimate act of creation, for in that belief lies the foundation of all miracles. When you hold steadfast to what cannot yet be seen, you align yourself with the infinite power that shapes reality. This is not mere wishful thinking, it is the conscious use of a divine law that responds to conviction rather than appearances. Understand that the world you see is not fixed, it is fluid, malleable, and entirely subject to the beliefs you hold. Each circumstance you encounter is the result of past assumptions, whether made consciously or unconsciously. These assumptions have solidified into the reality you now perceive, but they hold no permanence. The moment you choose a new belief, you begin the process of reshaping your world. To believe when logic opposes you is to trust in the unseen processes of creation. You do not doubt that a seed planted in the ground will grow, even though you cannot see its roots taking form beneath the soil. In the same way, your belief is a seed. The soil is your imagination, the water is your persistence, and the sunlight is your unwavering faith. Though the harvest may not come immediately, it is inevitable as long as you do not dig up the seed with doubt. The mind, trained by the senses, will often rebel against this idea. It will demand evidence and urge you to rely on what has already been proven. But the senses can only report what has already been created. They are incapable of perceiving the new reality you are forming. This is why faith requires discipline. It demands that you look beyond the evidence and focus instead on the vision you hold within. When the outer world seems to contradict your inner vision, it is not a sign to give up, but a test of your resolve. The greatest transformations occur in the face of the greatest opposition. The resistance you feel is the friction of change, the necessary tension that precedes growth. Embrace it, not as a barrier, but as confirmation that the process is underway. The old must fall away to make room for the new, and this falling away can often look like chaos. Your task is not to fight the outer conditions, but to remain anchored in your belief. Speak to yourself as though the reality you desire is already here. Say it is done, and let those words sink deeply into your consciousness. Feel the truth of them. Let the joy, peace, and gratitude of having already received fill your being. This feeling is the secret ingredient, the force that propels your vision into manifestation. There may be times when doubt creeps in, whispering that your efforts are in vain. These moments are not failures, but opportunities to strengthen your faith. Doubt is the shadow that appears when you turn away from the light of your conviction. To dispel it, simply return to the inner vision. Close your eyes to the outer world and remind yourself of the truth you are creating. In this stillness, you will find renewed strength. The law of belief operates with unwavering precision. It does not discriminate between what is wanted and unwanted, it simply responds to the feeling of certainty. If you feel certain of lack, lack will appear. If you feel certain of abundance, abundance will flow to you. This is why guarding your thoughts and emotions is so vital. The quality of your belief determines the quality of your experience. To master this process, you must cultivate an inner dialogue that supports your vision. Speak kindly to yourself. Affirm your worthiness and your power. Replace thoughts of fear and limitation with thoughts of possibility and expansion. This is not an act of denial, but of deliberate focus. You are not ignoring reality, you are creating it. Understand that time is not your enemy, but your ally. The gestation period between belief and manifestation is a gift, allowing you to solidify your vision and prepare for its arrival. Use this time wisely. Continue to imagine, feel, and affirm your desired reality. Act as though it is already yours. This does not mean pretending or forcing, but embodying the state of being you wish to experience. The more you align with this state, the more natural it will feel. What once seemed impossible will begin to feel inevitable. This shift is the tipping point, the moment when the inner and outer worlds converge. The outer reality, which once denied your belief, will begin to mirror it with startling accuracy. What you once held only in your imagination will stand before you as fact. It is important to recognize that believing when reasons deny is not a rejection of logic, but an acknowledgement of a higher logic. The logic of the senses is based on past experiences and limited perspectives. The logic of faith is based on the infinite possibilities of creation. To operate from this higher logic is to step into your true nature as a creator. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every miracle has been born from this higher logic. The individuals who change the world are not those who accept things as they are, but those who dare to imagine what could be. They are the ones who believe in the face of doubt, who persist when others give up, who see the invisible and call it into being. You too have this power. It is not reserved for the few, it is the birthright of all who choose to claim it. The key is in your willingness to trust the process, to hold fast to your vision even when the outer world offers no confirmation. This trust is not blind, but rooted in the deep understanding that the unseen governs the seen, that belief shapes reality. The more you practice this, the more natural it will become. You will begin to see the outer world as a canvas rather than a constraint, a reflection rather than a rule. You will no longer feel bound by circumstances, but liberated by the knowledge that you can change them. This liberation is the essence of faith, the freedom to create without limits. As you walk this path, you will inspire others. Your life will become a testament to the power of belief, a living example of what is possible when one dares to trust the unseen. Others may not understand at first, they may question or doubt you. But their doubts are not your concern. Your only task is to remain true to your vision, to let your faith be the guiding force of your life. In time, even those who doubted will see the results of your belief. They will witness the transformation and marvel at the seeming impossibility of it. But for you, it will not be surprising, For you will have known all along that it was not only possible but inevitable. This is the reward of believing when reasons deny the joy of creating a life that reflects the deepest truths of your heart. Every moment offers a choice to believe in the evidence of the senses or to believe in the power of the unseen. Choose the unseen. Choose the vision that calls to you, no matter how unlikely it may seem. In this choice lies your freedom, your power, and your destiny. To believe when reasons deny is to step into the fullness of who you are, to embrace the boundless potential within, and to create a life that is truly your own. The essence of belief lies in its simplicity, yet its practice often feels profound and challenging. To believe when reasons deny it is not a leap into fantasy, but a deliberate alignment with the deeper reality of creation. Life is always responding to the assumptions you hold, whether you recognize it or not. Every experience you encounter has its root in the seeds you have sown in your inner world, consciously or unconsciously. The challenge is not in changing the external, but in choosing to master the internal. When reasons deny your vision, it is not because your vision is impossible, it is because the evidence of the outer world is tied to past patterns of thought. The world as you perceive it is a mirror reflecting back your most persistent beliefs and feelings. It cannot show you anything that does not already exist within you. This is why the task of believing is so crucial. You are not attempting to force change upon the external, you are simply choosing to embody the reality you wish to experience. It is easy to be swayed by appearances, to let the circumstances of life dictate your emotions and beliefs. But to live this way is to surrender your creative power. True mastery lies in remaining unmoved by the outer world and steadfast in your inner conviction. The outer world is fluid, constantly shifting in response to your inner state. The question is not whether it will change, but how it will change based on the beliefs you choose to hold. Doubt often arises when the gap between your desire and your current reality feels too wide. The mind, conditioned by the senses, seeks to bridge this gap with logical steps, plans, and strategies. While action has its place, it is secondary to the state of being you cultivate. The bridge is not built by effort, but by belief. The more you dwell in the feeling of your desired reality, the more the outer world will rearrange itself to match that state. This is not to say the path will always be smooth. There will be moments when the world seems to push back, when circumstances appear to defy your belief. These moments are not meant to discourage, but to refine. They are opportunities to deepen your faith, to anchor yourself even more firmly in the reality you are creating. The resistance you encounter is the result of old patterns being dismantled, making way for the new. In these moments, it is essential to return to the inner vision. Close your eyes to the world of appearances and open them to the world within. Imagine the life you desire as vividly as you can. See it, feel it, hear it, touch it. Allow it to become so real in your imagination that the outer world begins to fade in comparison. This is not escapism, it is creation. You are not running from reality, but stepping into a higher one. The feeling is the key. Words and affirmations alone are not enough if they are not backed by the feeling of certainty. It is not the act of saying I am wealthy that brings wealth, but the feeling of wealth itself. To truly believe, you must feel as though your desire is already fulfilled. This is the secret that transforms mere words into the power of manifestation. The mind will often resist this process, insisting that such feelings are unwarranted, that they are based on nothing. But this is the very point. Belief does not require evidence, it creates evidence. The feeling of having is the cause, the physical manifestation is the effect. To wait for evidence before believing is to put the cart before the horse. Every moment you spend dwelling in the feeling of your desired reality is a moment spent in alignment with the creative forces of the universe. These forces do not operate on doubt or hesitation, they respond to conviction. The clearer and more consistent your belief, the faster the outer world will conform to it. This is not a matter of luck or chance, but of law. You may wonder how to maintain this belief in the face of persistent challenges. The answer lies in repetition and persistence. Just as a river carves through stone over time, your belief, when held consistently, will carve through the barriers of the outer world. Each time you return to your inner vision, you reinforce the reality you wish to create. Each moment of faith is a step closer to its fulfillment. Gratitude is a powerful tool in this process. To give thanks for something before it appears in your life is to act as though it is already yours. This act of gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from desire to fulfillment. It is a declaration of trust in the unseen forces at work. The more you cultivate this attitude, the more natural it will feel to live as though your desires are already fulfilled. Patience is also required, but not the patience of waiting. It is the patience of knowing. When you plant a seed, you do not dig it up each day to see if it is growing. You trust that the process is unfolding, even if you cannot see it. In the same way, trust that your belief is working, even when there is no immediate evidence. This trust is not passive but active. It is a state of unwavering faith that what you desire is on its way. The outer world may tempt you to doubt, to question, to give up. It may present delays and detours that seem to contradict your vision. But these are only tests of your resolve. The universe is not working against you, it is responding to you. The delays are not denials but opportunities for deeper alignment. Each moment of doubt overcome is a step closer to mastery. To believe when reasons deny it is to rise above the limitations of the senses and step into the boundless possibilities of spirit. It is to claim your birthright as a creator, to declare that your life is not determined by circumstances but by the vision you hold within. This is not arrogance but humility, for it acknowledges the divine power that works through you. You are never alone in this process. The same force that created the stars, the oceans, and the mountains resides within you. It is not separate from you, but a part of you waiting to be called into action through your belief. When you align with this force, you become unstoppable. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable begin to dissolve, and the path forward becomes clear. Your belief is the spark that ignites this force. It is the signal that tells the universe to move, to rearrange itself in accordance with your vision. This is why belief must be unwavering. A wavering signal produces wavering results. But a steady signal, sent with confidence and conviction, produces results that are just as steady. As you practice this, you will begin to see the evidence of your belief in small ways at first. A chance meeting, an unexpected opportunity, a sudden shift in circumstances, these are the signs that your inner work is bearing fruit. Pay attention to these signs and give thanks for them, for they are the first glimpses of the reality you are creating. With time, these small signs will grow into undeniable manifestations. The world around you will begin to reflect the vision you hold within. The reasons that once denied your belief will fade into irrelevance, replaced by the evidence of your faith. You will look back and marvel at the power that was always within you, waiting to be claimed. And in that moment you will know that to believe when reasons deny it is not only possible but the very essence of creation. Every great accomplishment in history began as an idea, a thought that someone dared to believe despite all evidence to the contrary. The power of belief is not confined to what is seen or proven. It is rooted in the unseen, the formless substance from which all things arise. This substance responds to conviction, not to doubt or wavering. To believe when reasons deny it is to harness this boundless power and to shape it with your unwavering intention. Life often presents itself as a series of challenges that seem to demand justification for your desires. The world may appear to demand reasons, logic, and proof before you dare to hold onto a vision that feels beyond your grasp. Yet this is the paradox: the very act of waiting for proof delays its manifestation. Belief is the proof in itself, for it aligns you with the reality you seek, making it inevitable. When you hold on to belief in the absence of evidence, you are not defying reality, you are engaging with a higher reality, one that exists beyond the limitations of time and space. Everything that exists in the physical world was first imagined, believed, and felt into being. This is not a speculative theory, but a law of creation. The visible is born of the invisible, and the bridge between the two is your belief. Consider the moments in your life when you achieved something that once seemed impossible. Perhaps it was a goal you set against all odds, a dream that others dismissed, or a personal transformation that defied explanation. Reflect on the process that led to these outcomes. Was it not your persistence, your refusal to accept limitations, that ultimately made the difference? Even if the path was unclear, your belief illuminated the way. To sustain belief in the face of denial requires a deep and abiding trust in the unseen. It is to recognize that your senses, while valuable, do not have the final word on reality. They are merely tools for navigating the physical world, not arbiters of what is possible. The greater truth lies within, in the realm of imagination and feeling. When you close your eyes and envision your desired outcome, you are engaging with this deeper truth. Imagination is not a frivolous escape from reality, it is the foundation of all creation. When you imagine something with clarity and intensity, you are planting a seed in the fertile soil of your consciousness. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It simply accepts the images and feelings you impress upon it and works tirelessly to bring them into being. This is why it is so important to guard your thoughts and feelings, especially when faced with circumstances that seem to contradict your desires. It is easy to become reactive, to allow the outer world to dictate your inner state. But this is the opposite of mastery. To believe when reasons deny it is to remain steadfast in the face of opposition, to hold on to your vision with unwavering faith, no matter what. Faith is not blind, it is seeing with the eyes of the Spirit. It is knowing that the present circumstances are but a passing shadow, a temporary reflection of past beliefs and thoughts. The power to change them lies not in fighting against them, but in choosing a new reality to focus on. This choice is not always easy, especially when the world around you clamors for your attention. But it is in these moments of challenge that your faith is tested and strengthened. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate this faith is through gratitude. Gratitude is not merely a response to receiving it, it is a state of being that aligns you with abundance and fulfillment. When you give thanks for something as though it is already yours, you shift your focus from lack to plenty, from desire to realization. This shift is not trivial, it is transformative. It changes your vibration and draws to you the very things you are grateful for. The practice of gratitude can be as simple as closing your eyes and feeling a deep sense of appreciation for your desires as though they have already been fulfilled. Imagine the joy, the relief, the excitement of having what you seek. Let these feelings wash over you, saturating your entire being. This is not make-believe, it is creation. You are laying the groundwork for your outer reality to reflect your inner state. Persistence is another key. The world may not immediately conform to your belief, but this does not mean your efforts are in vain. Like a seed planted in the earth, your belief requires time to take root and grow. The temptation to dig up the seed and check its progress must be resisted. Trust that the process is unfolding, even if you cannot see it. Each day that you hold on to your belief, you are watering the seed and nurturing its growth. Doubt will inevitably arise, for it is part of the human experience. The mind, conditioned by the physical world, seeks evidence and assurances. When these are not immediately forthcoming, it may question the validity of your belief. This is where your inner work becomes crucial. Do not fight the doubt, acknowledge it, but do not dwell in it. Return to your vision, to the feeling of your desired reality, and let that be your focus. Every challenge, every setback, every delay is an opportunity to deepen your faith. These moments are not obstacles but stepping stones, each one bringing you closer to the fulfillment of your desires. They test your resolve and refine your character, preparing you for the life you are creating. Embrace them as part of the journey, not as barriers to your progress. As you continue to hold on to belief in the face of denial, you may notice subtle shifts in your perception. The world around you begins to feel less fixed, less rigid. You start to see possibilities where before there were none. Opportunities arise seemingly out of nowhere, and synchronicities become more frequent. These are not coincidences, they are the natural result of your inner alignment. The outer world is malleable, shaped by the energy you project. When you believe in something with all your heart, you are broadcasting a signal to the universe that cannot be ignored. This signal attracts people, circumstances, and events that align with your vision. It is not magic, it is the natural order of things. What you focus on expands, and what you believe in becomes your reality. To believe when reasons deny it is to live from the end, to act as though your desired outcome is already a fact. This is not about pretending or deceiving yourself, it is about embodying the state of being that corresponds to your desire. When you think, feel, and act as though you already have what you seek, you set in motion the forces that will bring it into your experience. This process requires courage, for it often goes against the grain of conventional thinking. The world may label you as unrealistic, naive, or delusional, but remember, every great achievement was once considered impossible. The pioneers, the visionaries, the creators, they all dared to believe in something greater, even when the world said it could not be done. You are no different from them. The same creative power that worked through them works through you. It is not reserved for a select few, it is available to all who dare to claim it. To believe when reasons deny it is to step into your power, to take responsibility for your life and your experiences. It is to recognize that you are not a victim of circumstance, but a creator of reality. This realization is liberating, for it means that you are never truly stuck. No matter how dire the situation may seem, you have the power to change it. Your belief is the key that unlocks the door to a new reality. It is the bridge that carries you from where you are to where you want to be. As you practice this way of being, you will find that it becomes easier over time. The more you align with your vision, the more natural it feels to believe in it, even when reasons deny it. You begin to trust the process, to relax into the knowing that all is unfolding perfectly. This trust is not passive, it is active and alive, a dynamic force that propels you forward. You are capable of far more than you realize. The limits you perceive are not real, they are constructs of the mind born of past experiences and conditioning. To believe when reasons deny it is to break free from these limits, to step into a realm of infinite possibilities. It is to claim your divine heritage as a creator and to live in alignment with the highest truth of your being. The act of belief is not merely a passive state, but a dynamic, transformative process that shapes the very fabric of your reality. When you dare to believe in something that defies reason, you engage with the fundamental law of creation that the unseen governs the seen, and the invisible molds the visible. This principle has always existed, silently weaving through the fabric of existence, waiting for those bold enough to harness its power. To believe in the face of contradiction requires an unwavering focus. It demands that you cultivate an inner world so vivid, so detailed, that it begins to feel more real than the external conditions opposing it. This is not about ignoring reality, but about elevating your consciousness to perceive a higher truth. Reality as you know it is not fixed, it is a reflection of past thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. By choosing to believe differently, you are planting the seeds for a new reflection to emerge. You must come to understand the difference between your physical senses and your higher faculties. Your senses serve to interpret the present moment, but your imagination, intuition, and feeling are the tools that shape the future. When reasons deny your desire, your senses may insist on focusing on lack, delay, or impossibility. Yet within your imagination, you can dwell in the fulfillment of your desire, creating a reality so rich and compelling that it overrides the limitations of the current moment. The power of feeling cannot be overstated. To merely think of your desire is not enough, you must feel it as though it is already real. Feel the joy, the relief, the satisfaction of having your wish fulfilled. Let it saturate your entire being until it becomes your dominant state of consciousness. The world around you will begin to rearrange itself to match this new state, for the outer world is but a mirror of your inner world. Doubt may arise, whispering that your belief is foolish, that evidence to the contrary is overwhelming. These moments are your opportunities to grow. Each time you persist in belief despite doubt, you strengthen your creative power. Each time you choose faith over fear, You align more closely with the reality you wish to create. This alignment is not a distant goal, it is something you can achieve in every moment by returning to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Time often seems like an obstacle, a barrier between you and your desire. Yet time is not the enemy, it is an ally that allows the unseen to take form. When you plant a seed, you do not expect it to grow overnight. You trust in the process, watering it, providing sunlight, and knowing that growth is inevitable. So too with your beliefs. Trust that the unseen forces are at work, orchestrating the details of your desire's manifestation. One of the most profound tools you have at your disposal is the power of detachment. Detachment does not mean giving up on your desire, it means releasing the need to control how and when it manifests. It is the confident knowing that what you have believed in is already yours, even if the physical evidence has not yet appeared. This state of detachment allows the creative forces to flow freely, unburdened by resistance or doubt. The practice of affirmations can help reinforce this state of belief. When spoken with conviction and repeated consistently, affirmations act as a bridge between your current reality and the one you are creating. They reprogram your subconscious mind, replacing old patterns of doubt and limitation with new patterns of faith and abundance. Choose affirmations that resonate deeply with your desires and speak them as though they are already true. Visualizations are equally powerful. When you close your eyes and see yourself living your desired reality, you are engaging in an act of creation. Make your visualizations as detailed and sensory rich as possible. See the colors, hear the sounds, feel the textures. Immerse yourself in the scene until it feels more real than the world outside. This practice trains your mind to accept your vision as fact, making it easier for your outer world to conform. Your words and thoughts hold immense creative power. Be mindful of the language you use both in your inner dialogue and in your conversations with others. Speak only of what you wish to create and refrain from dwelling on lack or limitation. Your words are like seeds, and what you speak into existence will grow. Choose words that reflect abundance, joy, and fulfillment, and watch as your reality begins to mirror them. Gratitude is another powerful tool for sustaining belief. By giving thanks for your desire as though it has already been fulfilled, you align yourself with the vibration of having. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present, creating a sense of completeness that draws more of the same into your experience. Begin each day with a moment of gratitude and end each night by reflecting on the blessings in your life, both seen and unseen. Surround yourself with an environment that supports your belief. This includes the people you spend time with, the media you consume, and the spaces you inhabit. Choose influences that uplift and inspire you, that reinforce your faith in the unseen. Avoid those that feed doubt or negativity, for they can weaken your resolve. Your environment should be a sanctuary for your belief, a space where your vision is nurtured and protected. Above all, remember that you are not alone in this process. The same creative force that formed the stars and set the planets in motion is working through you. Trust in this force, knowing that it is limitless and unerring. When you align your belief with this higher power, you become an unstoppable force of creation. You step into your true identity as a co-creator, shaping your reality with intention and purpose. The journey of belief is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Each step you take in faith brings you closer to the realization of your desires. Each moment you persist in belief despite contradiction strengthens your connection to the unseen. And as you continue to cultivate this practice, you will find that belief becomes second nature, a natural expression of your creative power. You are capable of achieving what seems impossible, for you are a creator, and your belief is the key to unlocking the infinite potential within you. In the grand tapestry of creation, belief is the golden thread that weaves the invisible into the visible, the imagined into the real. To believe when all reason denies it is to transcend the limits of the physical world and align with the infinite possibilities of the divine. It is a journey of trust, resilience, and unwavering faith, a journey that transforms not only your circumstances but your very being. When you dare to believe in the face of contradiction, you awaken a power within you that is as boundless as the universe itself. You become a co-creator with the divine, shaping your reality through the visions you hold, the feelings you nurture, and the faith you embody. Let this truth guide you. The unseen is more powerful than the seen, and your belief is the bridge between the two. Hold steadfast to your vision. Cultivate the feelings of fulfillment, even when evidence is lacking. Trust in the process, for time and detachment are your allies. Speak words of life, gratitude, and abundance, and allow the environment around you to mirror your inner conviction. Above all, remember that you are not alone. The divine force within you is unerring, limitless, and always at work. As you walk this path, you will come to realize that nothing is impossible to the one who believes. You will see the once intangible dreams of your heart take form, and you will know that your faith has made it so. Embrace this power, for it is your birthright, and let your belief shape a life of purpose, joy, and infinite possibility.